I am in the home of my next color rescue makeover. My client's name is Michelle, and we're going to paint this room because you can see that her actual paint color is too clean with her brown sofa. All right, so it's it's making her brown sofa look a little bit dirty because the paint color is too clean, okay? Clean and dirty? What does that mean? I've never heard that before, you might be thinking. Well, clean and dirty is one of the foundational principles that I teach in my ebooks, my blog, my color trainings, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. When you put a clean color next to a dirty color, something just feels off. It's subtle, sometimes it's not so subtle. But in this case, her brown sofa just looks dirty next to the more yellow beige color on the walls. That is simply too clean. When you put a clean color next to a dirty color, the clean color always makes the dirty color look wrong. Some people talk about this in the world of LRV, but the way that I explain it in my system is way easier to understand, and you can spot it right away when you see it. It is like a superpower once you learn exactly how this works. And that is why understanding this concept is such a game changer. And if you want to learn the full system behind it, check out my color trainings in the links below. So I've just arrived. I have spread all of my color boards out in her kitchen, and I've pulled out the 9 neutral undertones so that we can determine very clearly which undertone it is, like how we're going to choose the beige for the walls. Okay, what I'm about to demonstrate next, the only correct way to choose especially a neutral or a white that will actually work in your home is with large paint samples. But the magic of my neutrals and whites is the neutral is written directly on the board, and they're a system of 50. They're connected to my neutral color wheel, and they will help you identify undertones in your existing finishes, your fabrics, your countertops, everything. And the best part, my biggest sale of the year is happening right now until Friday, November 28th. So if you've been wanting to understand color and to finally get it right and make the right choices once and for all, the links are all below. This is the moment to shop my sale. So here we have taupe, pink beige, orange beige, yellow beige, blue gray, green gray, violet gray, green beige, and gold beige. Now, which one looks the best? Okay, let's just pause for a second and really look at this lineup of color boards. Which one looks the best next to her sofa to your eye? And don't overthink it. Just notice which one looks the most harmonious, the most obvious, the most natural, the one your eye relaxes around. That instinct is exactly what we're training here. Well, you can clearly see that the pink beige looks the best with the brown sofa, as is usually the case. So first of all, what I normally do is use the color wheel to determine what the undertone is. Okay, so if we go through them all, we're eliminating all of them. Like none of them look as good as the pink beige one. So then normally what you would do is pull out those pink beige samples, and then you'd go lighter or darker depending on what color you wanted for the walls. But I've got them all here because when you see all the neutral undertones laid out, it becomes hard to really argue about which color is best. By the way, if you're a professional or if you're just trying to sell the right color to your spouse and they say, oh, well, how come you chose that? This is exactly what you do. You pull out all 9 and you're like, well, there's only 9 and I've picked the one that looks the best in this room. Let's go through all the other ones. And then you can't really argue. And then there's nowhere else to go. Once you've seen all 9, it's over. There's no other neutrals here. So now, could you pick other colors for the wall to go with this sofa? I mean, you maybe could if you had more of other colors in the room. Like if we had some gold beige in the room, we might choose gold beige. But that would have been kind of more of a dated moment from the Tuscan trend. So really, we're right back to beige here. So if we've determined now that pink beige is the undertone that looks the best with the sofa, let's pull out the lighter shades next and decide which one we want. How are you doing? Is this blowing your mind just a little bit? Because once you learn this, choosing paint gets so much easier. So let's do a quick recap. We've followed a simple process here. First, we're using the color wheel family, right? We've chosen a pink beige and we've started with one of the darker gradations of the undertone, which is why in my system of 50 neutrals and whites, you'll find that each neutral comes in light to dark versions of basically the same color. The most useful color, these curated neutrals, took me 10 years to refine. Then, once we've locked in the correct undertone family, we move into selecting the lighter letdowns, basically, from that same family. Lighter if that's what you want right now, but watching this a few years from now, you might be choosing the exact mid-tone paint color that I showed you in this video. It's all in which direction trends are going. So that is exactly how you choose the perfect paint color every time. All right, so now that we've determined that pink beige is the best color, we're gonna remove all of the undertones that are not a possibility. We're gonna move up the ones in my system that are pink beige. So we've got a pinker beige here. We've got shaker beige. Muslin is a lighter one. We have one more that's not here. It's a pink beige complex cream called Maritime White. However, we're moving back to warming up our homes. And so I think muslin is absolutely perfect. Did you see that? I had whiteboards behind everything so that you're not comparing to the old color. Okay, and then again, when you're moving around the new color, we want to just hold it like this so that we can easily see how pretty muslin would be on her wainscoting, and see how it's now dirtier than her existing paint color, so then it would look much better with her brown sofa. So now we don't have to worry too much about our art because we will be doing a makeover and we will be changing the rug as well. So normally I would grab a pillow off the sofa, like a matching pillow, if we were shopping for a rug. But in this case, she doesn't have anything that really detaches. We don't want to take such a huge cushion. So we're going to match it instead. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to find the brown that matches this perfectly. And then what we can do makes it easier. Then you're just going to grab the paint chip to go shopping. And then that's how we're going to find it. So how you're going to confirm that you've chosen the right one is you turn it up like that. So that's like the perfect match. Which one is it? Oh, it's more like Plymouth brown. There we go. Yeah, so there's the one. Okay, that is how you pick the perfect paint color for any room in your house. All you need is my curated 50 neutrals and whites. You pull out the deeper colors, then you work backwards to find the color that works, because normally people want super pale colors, but we are moving on from white. So we want to add some warm neutrals to our home, and that's how you do it. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.